record with my hair like this. I can't, because you guys can't see my face. Well, you guys can, but unfortunately I can't record looking like Chief Keef. And my hair's gonna keep falling down, but I'm having this little lock dilemma because what I didn't realize about not twisting your hair is that if you have locks is that it could grow away from the lock, which will cause it to thin. And I don't know if you can see, but my locks grew a lot since I last retwisted it a long time. Well, I've been retwisting my hair, but before that, prior, I think the last time I twisted my hair was November, and that's a long time. And as a result of that, my locks are thinning, and I didn't know that not maintaining your hair could cause damage to your locks. So here I am with some thinning locks. And so I'm gonna have to take it upon myself. That's really thin. I'm gonna have to take it upon myself to figure out how I can fix them. I have a crochet hook and everything, but I tried calling up some locticians in my area, and the one that I got my lock started at, he did not hit me back. And I'm just like, okay, well, I have other options. I just keep my eyes open, my options open. And so I was supposed to get my hair done last Saturday, and the lady, she canceled on me. So I was like, okay, I just find somebody else, or I just do my own hair. And then prior to that, I hit up this lady and I called her on the phone, and she gave me an attitude. She was like, well, what happened to the person that started your locks? And I had to pause for a minute, because I'm like, do you want my money or not? Because I will pay $100, $200 to get my locks fixed. I just need these joints fixed ASAP before they fall out, because that's the last thing I want, is to cut my hair all over again. And I was like, well, due to COVID, he's closed. And she was like, oh, well, just text me. And at that point, I was like, no, this is why I don't get my hair done, because I don't want these people's energy in my hair. Like, do you want my money or not? Okay, that was just a little ramble, but that's definitely not what the video is about. Today, it's a little different video. You know, I'm gonna be talking about my do I talk too fast? I feel like I do. I feel like I get overwhelmed, but in a good way, like too excited, and I just start talking too fast. But I'm gonna be talking about my self-love journey and my experience, what I learned. Don't get me wrong, I'm still on this journey forever. You know, I still gotta wake up, and on some days I still feel gross about myself, about my acne, about, you know, my insecurities, my demons be popping up, but I still maintain, and oops. But I still maintain, and I still manage to get throughout my days without feeling, you know, terrible about myself. And I learned a lot, gained a lot of knowledge from different people about myself, and just so many things. So I'm gonna share my journey and try to give some tips on if you're ever feeling low about yourself, or if you really don't know where to start, then I can tell you my journey and, I guess, try to assist you in a way. Okay, so flashback to middle school. Middle school was my bully phase. I'll say 6th grade is when I would get bullied a lot for being the nerdy kid, just being the weirdo. All my life, I really been the outcast kid within my family, within friends and stuff. I was just like, I take pride in it. I take pride in not following the crowd. But yeah, I used to get labeled as like the weird, nerdy, geeky kid. I remember 7th grade is when I would start getting bullied for my body and my body image, and that's when I had like body image problems, because like it was mostly boys, maybe some girls. I have vivid memories of these boys. I remember they were twins. I'm not gonna expose anyone, but they were twins, and both of them would just be on my behind every single day. It wasn't just them, it was like they had their little friend group, and they would just constantly talk about me for no reason. And they would, I'm still a really skinny lady, but I used to be really, really skinny in middle school. They would constantly talk about my weight and stuff and how I would be skinny, and they would talk about how I had a flat behind, and like, why are you even looking at my body like that? I come to school to get my education, son. And this is funny, but I remember one of the kids, I remember him saying to me, he was like, you need to eat some chicken. And I was like, I eat chicken, okay? Like, I eat chicken. Not anymore, but I eat chicken. I would get bullied on because of my skin color and my hair. This sweat, I'm sweaty, but like my style, I guess it wasn't like, I don't know, it wasn't the same as everyone else's. I remember constantly comparing myself to my best friend at the time. She was really cool. She was really nice to me, really supportive. Like, we would do everything together. But I remember I would just come home from school all the time and just wonder why I'm not as pretty as her, or like I'm not as pretty as other girls in my grade. And I would even look up to high schoolers or like girls in 8th grade, and I just think, like, why am I not as pretty as them, or what do I have to do to be pretty? And I would constantly try to like modify my looks just to impress other people. I just remember being super duper insecure. So in high school, I met so many good people, so many positive, happy people that are still currently in my life, and I love them to death, and they're very nice to me. We give each other compliments all the time. I love them. One person in particular that made a huge impact on the lady Nye is right now is my advisory teacher. Shout out to Miss Bino, aka my school mom. I never really had that womanly figure sit and tell me I'm beautiful, or that you know, like, your body is beautiful, your hair is beautiful, you know, regardless of what society or media says, especially being a black girl growing up in America. So I'm not gonna get too much into this right now, but the media, especially with young girls, like, the media definitely plays a huge part on why a lot of people, girls, boys, men, and women, feel bad about themselves and their lives, about their bodies and their looks and their assets. And there's a lot of comparing to do, and I don't know if there's one in my hair. I see all these people living their quote-unquote perfect lives, which no one's life is perfect, but you know, you have these young people hopping on Instagram or Twitter or whatever and just thinking like, oh, they live like this, why don't I live like this? Why don't I have this? You know, I must not be beautiful, or I must not be cool because like I don't have this. When I met Miss Bino, she heavily impacted me since freshman year. You know, every single day, just calling me beautiful and stuff. And one thing that she said to me that really sticks with me, and at the beginning of the year, she said to me, she was like, nah, you're really beautiful and you don't even know it. At the time, that was facts. I honestly didn't know it. Like, I didn't know my true potential. And, you know, she did. And that's the thing about her, she was a mom to everybody. Everyone, not just myself or like just her advisor kids, but everyone. Like, she just looked out regardless. And you know, she was that person that you just turn to for anything, and like, she wouldn't judge you, and she would just be there for you. And she would always compliment my body, you know, my hair and stuff, and my skin, and that's really what I needed. And I'm so glad that I was blessed and, you know, touched paths with her, and I was blessed to be one of her kids, because like I said, like, she had this heavy impact on my life, and I'm never gonna forget about her ever. In fact, like, when I'm in college, I'm gonna keep visiting her and stuff, you know, because she definitely deserves it. I also remember at the beginning of senior year, I would say senior year wasn't the best year for a various amount of reasons, because we didn't finish school with COVID and stuff. But I would say freshman year was definitely my best year of high school, but senior year was definitely the most influential on me, because I met so many good people with, you know, good intentions and good vibes, and they definitely impacted me, you know, so in such a good way. At the beginning of senior year, I remember I was kind of feeling insecure about myself. Like, I was falling back into that rabbit hole of being insecure. I remember sophomore year, I fell into that dark void. I think it was like the winter of 2018. I fell into that dark void of being like insecure, and, you know, comparing myself to other people, comparing myself to my friends and stuff. And I kind of just felt alone. But I got through that. Spring came and I just got through it. That's also when I started my spiritual journey. Well, there's no really start and there's no really end to a spiritual journey, but I guess that's when I really tapped into who I really was. But I need to take notes because I'm a mess with my videos. Like I said, this is just some raw content. I'm just spitting from the dome. Beginning of senior year, summer was real good. 2019 as a whole was a really good year for me. Like, if I could just go back to any year, I would definitely go back to last year because that was a real good year for me. I was feeling so good about myself, and I was just, there was not one bad month, like not one bad month. And I was just like, everyone's world is falling apart. But summertime, I did so many good things. That's when I was working at a summer camp, and I met so many great people. Campers were so cute and stuff. I remember this, they were so cute. I remember this one girl's mom. It was a morning and I was a bus loader, so I had to load the kids on the bus in the morning. And this one mom, I was like, good morning. And she was like, oh, you pretty. And I was like, thank you. It sticks with me. It just does. All your little nice compliments, you know, I don't care who you are. If you're a stranger from the street or something, like it sticks with me. It really does. It sticks with me. Just think about all the nice things people do for me and people say to me when I'm feeling low. Since school started back up again, I really use Instagram or use social media to compare myself to other people. But I would compare myself to other people in real life. I go back to see my old friends after not seeing them in the summertime. All these girls with lashes and stuff and getting their makeup done and having wigs and stuff. And I would just think to myself, like, maybe I need that in order to be considered beautiful and in order to just attract like people. And like I said, I just fell into that because now I just realize, like, why would I think that? And I'm not trying to get on people for, you know, expressing themselves in that sense, like wearing wigs and stuff. I remember struggling because I'm the outcast kid, but I'm also like, I'm not girly at all. So I don't wear wigs, I don't wear girly clothes, I don't get my nails done. I really feel insecure about that. I was comparing myself to other people. And I remember having a conversation with my best friend, and he was giving me some good advice. He was like, "Mine, you're different and you need to embrace that. Like, you're different in a good way, you know, your mind, it just speaks volumes, and like you have an amazing soul and an amazing heart." And that also sticks with me like every single day, or, you know, just every single time I feel bad about myself, I think about that. Because your exterior, it honestly truly doesn't really matter. I think your intel and, you know, your knowledge up here is what really matters, and, you know, your heart and soul. And that did take me a long time to realize. And like I said, you know, I'm still on this self-love journey. I wouldn't say I'm completely like, oh, I love myself. There's still a lot of demons and a lot of things that I have to face about myself, and like traumas that I have to put in the past. But, you know, I definitely am at that point where I realize that, you know, life is more than just how you look, or your value and your worth is so much more than your exterior, you know, because clothes, like things that we wear, doesn't really have a true meaning behind it, I guess. You know, it's just, I feel as though it's just a way to express yourself, and it's a good way to express yourself, you know, because I'm a tomboy, and growing up around all these girly girls and just seeing like, oh, maybe I need this, maybe I need that to be considered pretty. But really, it ain't nothing but clothes, it's nothing but just material. You don't have to have this and you don't have to have that, or like you don't have to be trendy or whatever to be considered beautiful. You know, me, it's all about the heart, it's all about your soul, it's all about like your mind. And I ain't trying to sound like no hippie right now, because this is coming straight from the heart. I mean that. I go off like intentions, and I go off if you respect me and, you know, your vibe. You could be a pretty apple, right? And then on the inside you be all brown. Like, you gonna have to go in the compost pile, because but you could be a bruised banana, right? But be all good on the inside. You know what I mean? Like, looks are not everything. I just feel bad about myself because it took me a long time to realize that. There's something else that I realized. Like, it's no rush to anything. I had my call-in in high school, my senior year specifically. It really is hard to fully love yourself and accept who you are when you have the media and television and, you know, maybe your friend groups, you know, acting or portraying this, and you feel as though you're not on that level. With me, it's just like, be authentic and be true to yourself. At the end of the day, you're all you got in God. So it's like, why act a certain way, or just why be ashamed of who you truly are? Especially in a world where nowadays, like, a lot of people really aren't real like that. And you know, a lot of people do move with the crowd. And I'm not bashing anybody. I'm not trying to get on anybody, but all I'm saying is that forever, like, regardless of who tells you what about your dreams, about anything, being true to yourself, that's my advice to you. Another thing that I discovered about myself a year ago was, I remember my supervisors and the people that I worked with at summer camp. You know, I worked in the arts and crafts unit where I would show my supervisors and my coworkers my drawings. At the time, I didn't paint anything. I was just drawing. And they were like, nah, you need to start taking that serious. Like, you need to make an Instagram. At the time, I also didn't have Instagram. But you need to make an Instagram. Like, you need to buy paint supplies and, like, you know, just discover new mediums. And I considered it, but I was like, I was doubting myself because I'm like, I can't paint. I remember trying it in freshman year and it didn't work out. So I'm like, no, I'm not gonna try it again. You always gotta remain open to things. That's the thing about art too, is like, all art is good art, because if it comes straight from the heart, then it's good. It's good. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. But I didn't realize it at the time. So I remember buying paint supplies, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna take this serious. And so I did, and a bunch of people like my art and stuff. Love. And also with this YouTube thing, I remember last year just wanting to give up. You know, I'm not the biggest YouTuber, and I don't really care if I'm the biggest YouTuber or not, but I do deeply care about all the love and just all the love and compassion that, you know, that you guys send me. You know, some of y'all I never even met ever. Some of y'all, I don't even know what y'all look like. I don't know y'all name. Y'all love me. Y'all show me love. As much as I wanted to give up on art sometimes and YouTube and just different things, I didn't. And I gained so much knowledge. I'm bringing all this art stuff up because painting and drawing and stuff definitely, I'm gonna get better break, it has to dry. But it definitely instilled this self-love journey for me. Finding new passions and just new mediums of different things definitely just sparks a lot of happiness within, because it makes me realize that I now am open to just trying new things, whether I may or may not fail at it. You know, at least I'm giving it a try. I know that I am good at something, that this is my passion now. A year ago, I wasn't believing in myself, and a year ago I wasn't painting, but now I am. And a bunch of people show me love. All of this, all of the love, and then all of my craft and talent that goes into my paintings and my drawings, it gives me a lot of motivation. And it's like, I look at my paintings sometimes and I'm just like, wow, I did that. It just makes me feel really good about myself. And I remember last year is when I started meditating and I started getting into tarot again. And tarot is not something that, I'm not a professional, I'm not a psychic reader, but I'll still give you a tarot reading for free. It's a hobby that I like to do, and hobbies are definitely something that I like to do in my spare time, my free time. But it's also, I do things because I like to do it, and I love to read tarot, I love to paint, I love to watch anime, I love to do so many things, and that's what drives me to just keep going and to love myself, because I love all these things and they show me love back. You know, I keep painting. I was thinking yesterday, like, I'm painting now and drawing now, and it's like, what's gonna happen next year, 2021, next summer? Like, how are my drawings and my paintings gonna be? Like, I like looking at the growth, and so I could compare that back to my self-love journey, because I used to despise looking in the mirror and seeing my pimply skin and seeing the fact that I didn't have a huge badonkadonk, like, and I still don't. Like, I'm not a curvaceous woman, and you know what? I don't care because your assets, it does not determine your worth. I feel like I'm getting sidetracked, but that's what I do. That's what I do best. I get distracted a lot. I also wanted to talk about how creating art and painting and drawing and stuff, I want to go to college for art therapy, and art therapy is something that I recently discovered. I did my capstone on art therapy, and honestly, I didn't know other people used art to heal themselves, because I use art to heal myself. On a bad day or on a good day, I go straight to my sketchbook, straight to the canvas to just display my emotions, or just to take my mind off whatever I'm thinking about. I didn't know that there was an actual major or occupation that, you know, people heal others through art, and that's exactly what I want to go to school for. Bring that back to my community, so those struggling with, you know, low self-esteem, insecurities, or even anxiety, depression, you know, just mental health, like, I can heal them through art. And it's so easy because, you know, you can practice art therapy right now. I was gonna go to school for art, but thinking art therapy. Advice, I'm just painting some random thing. I guess you guys will see on Instagram later. The moral of this whole video, I was telling you guys my experience, but I just want to say, continue being true to yourself. Be true to yourself no matter what, no matter who tells you what, no matter, you know, what the media says or whatever. Like, just stay true to yourself, and, you know, don't fall into that trap like I did, and I know other people that have too, but the latest trends, or you have to do this or do that to be a cool kid. Embrace being an outcast. Like, it's mad cool. Embrace your hobbies. Like, if you like to watch anime, watch anime. If you like to do, I say to myself, as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not hurting yourself, then what are you waiting for? That you're surrounding yourself around good things, and that you're consuming nothing but good things. Like, don't surround yourself in a friend group where they're constantly joking about you, and it actually makes you feel like crap. The things that they say to you, I fell victim to that. I'm gonna have to do a lot of editing in this video because I'm getting so sidetracked. Make sure that your friend group is like, they're supportive people. They're telling you like, hey girl, or hey dude, you know, keep doing what you're doing, you know, just supporting you regardless, and just giving you unconditional love. Make sure that on Instagram or whatever social media that you're using, make sure that you're not following like anything that makes you question your worth or your looks or whatever. Just make sure that your emotional diet is intact. Find hobbies, find different hobbies, like exit your comfort zone. That's a problem that everybody has, is that like we're so afraid of not exiting our comfort zone. Sometimes we really do have to do that. Do things that make you happy. Really get to know yourself a lot. One thing that helps for me is journaling and just writing. I really like to write, or that I document everything, how I'm feeling on a given day or something. Like if I'm feeling bad, or even if I'm feeling really good, you know, I just make sure I write it down, and it really helps with whatever I'm going through, or it just helps like me being expressive, and then also creating art for you guys and for myself. But I like writing. I don't write scripts down for my videos because I like to give you guys my undivided attention. Although I was just painting. Or if I missed anything, you know, just hit my DM. My Instagram is 3rd-eye9, and or you can just comment it. But I think I'm gonna go back to painting, and I really look pretty. You beautiful. I really appreciate it so much, because I already appreciate y'all. I love you so much, and thank you for being amazing and showing me love every time I upload. And even when I'm ghost, y'all still be showing me love. I love you so much. Thank you for watching.